I know it is.
In the midst of challenges, which there will always be, you must work undeterred to succumb, because there's no time that there won't be challenges.
Okay.
When there's no challenge, it means you are gone.
Wow. Okay, that's a strong one. We'll get to talk more even as the program proceeds. And now to discuss, our lines are open, will be open later on for Nigerians to be part of the conversation. Um, as we're streaming live on www.facebook.com/Radio Nigeria Network, or simply go to the website Radio Nigeria. You can also follow the conversation on YouTube via Radio Nigeria Have Your Say. That is in one word. Radio Nigeria Have Your Say. That is in one word. And remember, every word starting with an uppercase letter. The lines to call, that will be when the lines are open: 0807 622 6771 and 0906 898 6980. Once again, the two lines to call: 0807 622 6771 and 0906 898 6980. Sorry. Send SMS and WhatsApp only to 0705 864 2473. Only remember, 0705 864 2473. Now remember to turn down the volume of your radio set to avoid a holdback, and make sure your contributions are short and straight to the point, so that we can have a smooth conversation. And that's also to allow for other callers to call on the program and for our guests to respond to your comments and contributions as well. Thank you very much. So, back to you now, the Director Operations Nigerian Navy. What is the idea behind Operation Falcon Eye you just mentioned?
The Nigerian maritime environment covers a span of about 84,000 square nautical miles. By all definition, that is a large volume of area to be patrolled. For you to do that, you need multiples of vessels. What happens to those vessels? Bring about wear and tear in the vessels, with corresponding logistics to be sustained. Of course, the personnel. Therefore, as technology keeps improving, we realize that you could do what you use human to do by machine. That's what is called artificial intelligence. Now, having looked at that, realize deployment of the Falcon Eye, which is a system of sensors, radars that are integrated, fused together to give you real-time information, would sustain and keep us running. So we do not need to have physical ships out there at every time. We could have 24 hours coverage of Nigeria's maritime area by using the radars, the sensors, that is component of the Falcon Eye system. Therefore, we adopted that as a cost-saving means.
So now, synergize. I see that there's a lot of synergy this is meant to achieve. Why was there a need for that? Was it? Does it mean that at some point there wasn't enough correlation between your various units and operational divisions and so on?
There has always been synergy, there has always been collaboration, there has always been support. However, 20, 30 years ago, the volume of shipping into and out of Nigerian ports is not as much as we have today. 20, 30 years ago, the illegalities in our waters is not as much as today. So where you have 2 free ships at sea, it was sufficient to maintain some level of presence and security. But as the volume increased, we realized we can't continue to be out there. So something has to be done. And that is why even in our private homes, we have CCTVs. You don't have to have a security man, but you have an awareness of happenings around your home.
Okay.
That is what the Falcon Eye is doing to the Nigerian Navy. It gives us awareness of what happens within the 84,000 square nautical miles of Nigeria's maritime environment.
Now, it's just a few weeks after it has been launched. What have you started making impact? Have you started feeling the impact of this Falcon Eye project?
Now, the Falcon Eye project was initialized in 2014.
Okay. Or long before. it was
Long
launched.
before now.
Okay.
Now, what we saw on the 13th of July is the commissioning, which is the combination of everything. Before that time, there has been a lot of building blocks, finding where the sites were to be, training of personnel, test running equipment, and getting the right facility to be in the right place. In the past 3 years, we've been running it optimally. So now it's just like it has been fully commissioned and it is duly certified because the operators or the builders have now handed it over to us to continue. And within this time, I can make bold to say that we have actualized a lot of arrests, whether in the piracy world or be it against oil thieves. So it is really helpful. It's really helpful. Now, let me also, at this juncture, try to make you understand how it operates.
Okay.
The Falcon Eye is a system of sensors that are phased into 4 different categories. Category 1 being video. We have sensors that relay videos up to 12 nautical miles. And 12 nautical miles for any other person not being a seaman is about 24 kilometers. So you have visual video of what happens within 24 nautical miles from the coast of Nigeria seawards. The second layer is where you use the X-band radar. That takes us to about 34 nautical miles. There you have sensors too that will give you awareness of what is happening up to 34 nautical miles. What does this mean? It means any ship that is there is seen on the system.
Okay.
Then from 34 nautical miles, we have what we call the over the target horizon radar that takes us up to 200 nautical miles. 200 nautical miles for non-seamen or non-seafarers could be likened to about 380 kilometers. So you can see the distance that it sees. So whatever happens within this range, it is seeing. The first layer of equipment is the automatic identification system. Now, we have the ISPS code that states every vessel that is more than 300 tons must carry the AIS system. And at every point in time, your AIS must be on. So on these layers, what you see and the AIS system work together. The AIS system hinges on the vessel and then it relates with the one on the vessel, and that one relates back to us. This is the name of this vessel. This is the cargo it's carrying. This is where it's coming from. This is where it's going to. This is how long it has been at sea. So we have a full history using the AIS system. So while the radars give you the contact, the AIS system pinpoints precisely this vessel. You see the location, but you do not know what that is. Now, when it comes to about 24 nautical miles, that's 12 nautical miles, you now have video to really zoom in and see it just like you see on your TVs.
Now, if we're talking about the distance you just gave us, 380 kilometers for the regular distance and so on, are we talking back deep into the high sea or the length of the coastal area?
Deep into the high sea. That's from the coast of Nigeria, starting from the borders with Benin Republic to the borders with the Republic of Cameroon. Down, southerly, that is southwards, into the sea, 200 nautical miles, which is the extent of our exclusive economic zone.
Okay. So, but we still have quite a distance of the coastal area of Nigeria. Can we say that it is fully covered with the new the launch of Falcon Eye?
The coastline of Nigeria is about 420 nautical miles, and then when you take the extent southwards, which is 200, that is what I earlier said. We have a maritime area or a maritime environment of 84,000 square nautical miles. So the radars we have are positioned starting from Badagry up to Ibaka. About 9 different sites that are covered. There is one place that is a bit shadowy, but it is also protected by another, a different system. So whatever we are doing, there is that resilience we have. The second system complements this, which is the RMAC. But for now, since we are dealing with the Falcon Eye, let me just deal with the Falcon Eye. So from Badagry to Ibaka, that is from the west coast to the east coast, 9 radar stations.
Okay.
That gives us this coverage.
So there are coastal states that along this line now. What's the level of cooperation with these states? Are they giving you the cooperation you require? And what areas do you think they can do more, they need to do more?
With the Falcon Eye, the systems are placed seaward by the coastline, and most of the coastal states we approached gave us those land to side the radars, to side the centers that sees what the radars transmit. Because the radar is a sensor, it transmits, and somebody somewhere sits down to see what is coming back. So all the states have cooperated perfectly well and have given us those land without any hesitance. So they are cooperating with us perfectly well. Like you said, they are the coastal states, they are the major beneficiary of the sea being safe and commerce being open.
Now, level of cooperation also with other security agencies. We know for the sake of commerce and so on, excise duties and things like this, we have a body like the Nigerian Customs Service. How do you work with them to ensure that there is synergy, especially as regards security in that part of the country, the coastal area?
Well, the custom function at seaports, wherever there's export or import taking place, be it at the ports or on the terminals. Our job is to make sure that there's enough security, that the sea lanes of commerce remain open. Once they are open, the custom at the terminals do their job. If they are not open, it means ships will not be coming into Bath. And when there's no ship, then there's nothing for the customs to do. So our job is to make sure that sea lanes of communications are very, very open. Now, in collaboration, of course, the people we collaborate the most with is NIMASA. We used to have the Maritime Guard Command with NIMASA, and of recent, Mr. President also launched the Deep Blue Sea project that is under NIMASA. And in all this, all the equipment, that is the ships, the helicopters that are being operated, is operated by naval personnel. Okay. NIMASA owns the platforms, but they are manned by naval personnel, and we work hand in hand, all to the betterment of Nigeria, all to make sure that the Nigeria's maritime environment is safe.
Now, with Falcon Eye in operation, you mentioned earlier that sometimes you might not need to have vessels directly on the sea to monitor activities and security. If you have spotted some activity, illegal activity going on in the coastal area, how do you now deploy personnel to make arrest or apprehend culprits and so on?
Thank you for that question. With the Falcon Eye, it's designed such that you have vessels at sea, but not really patrolling as they were. Sometimes they are just on standby. And there are other platforms that we have, fast patrol boats that we have on standby. When the Falcon Eye sees a contact and it believes this contact is suspicious, it interrogates on the contact. What is the first suspicion? The AIS, that's the automatic identification system. When you send, does not respond, it means it is off. That is a big offense. So any vessel that has its AIS off is a suspect.
Automatically. So it's
because why should you put it off?
And
yes.
You respond.
So we now investigate to see why is this vessel like this. So the system has a way of checking movement history. Where did this vessel come from? What is it doing? So you will see, if it is moving from west to east straight, you assume, okay, maybe something might have gone wrong. But when you see her within Nigeria's maritime environment, that's Nigeria's water, operating in a zigzag way that is suspicious, you understand that why is this man moving up and down? Why is the vessel moving in this way? Why is the AIS off? Then it becomes a vessel of interest. The moment is a vessel of interest, you start tracking her. And if you continue to say this, there's something wrong, or there's something this thing wants to do, you will now vector vessels. So the vessel is not just parabolating, but when it moves straight to a point. This saves energy. This saves fuel. That's why I say it gives us that total coverage, 24/7. So when we move out to what we are really interested in. Meanwhile, we will always have at least minimum 3 to 4 vessels every day at sea. So when this is sighted, automatically they are vectored to that area. They are vectored, and the vessels are always deployed within the western side, the central side, and the eastern side. So when there is a vessel of interest, whether it is in the west, east, or central, there's always a vessel around there that can always be vectored to check on the activity.
Oh, now, cars on the roads are registered. So the moment they are stopped, or you can see the identification number, license plates, and so on. Same goes for aircrafts. Is that also applicable when it comes to the maritime sector? How do you, does it mean every vessel that comes to us the coast, you find a way to get to know the registration, maybe through a number and so on?
Now, just like the aircraft, for every aircraft passing Nigeria's airspace, there's always a permission to pass. Okay. Now, in the maritime area, if a vessel is passing, say it's leaving Ghana and is going to Angola,
for instance,
it has right of safe passage across Nigeria's water once it is steady and proceeding.
Okay.
It is not a problem. From its movement, you will see that it is coming in from the Benin, that is the west border of Nigeria, and is continuing on a steady course, moving to leave Nigeria's water. That is known. But even at that, you always interrogate the AIS, the automatic identification system, to know which vessel is this. And that will give you the name of the vessel, the country of registration, the port it left, and the port it is going to. Now, for a vessel that is plying within Nigeria's water, there will be NIMASA's permit. That's what you call that registration, because we have cabotage vessels. So for every cabotage vessel, there is a registration that is done by NIMASA. And when that paper is expired, just like your own paper, it's an infraction on maritime law.
Okay, so it has to be correctly. What of situations where some vessels have been weaponized to carry out piracy? Do you get to find situations like that, and how do you manage it?
Yeah, vessels, that's what we call mother vessels.
Yes.
For piracy that takes place deep into the sea, because what we normally see is a piracy attack maybe along the coastal area up to 12, 15, 20, 30 nautical miles, which the boats, smaller boats, can easily do. But when it goes beyond that to 100, then they might have to have a mother vessel. Now, whatever vessel is within Nigeria's water is seen by the system. And what you do is you try to look at the pattern of movement. And if you see a vessel that is approaching another vessel, the two become vessels of interest. Either there is a piracy attack trying to take place, or they are trying to do transshipment, which might be illegal. So these are also noted and seen. So the operators are aware of what forms suspicion. And based on that, they interrogate further, and then they highlight the appropriate authority that now sends a vessel to go and investigate. At times we even send our helicopters to go and investigate.
Now, in recent times, in the last few weeks, we've been receiving information from the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency, Nigerian Meteorological Agency, about flooding, so many challenges occurring in the coastal areas. How has the Nigerian Navy been able to manage the situation of climate change, especially as regards flooding, for instance? I'm sure there are so many others as well.
The Nigerian Navy works, of course, we have the hydrographer, who is the main man in the Navy. They work with the meteorological agency, like you said, to guide what we do to our bases. Because when there are those flash areas, we have to quickly react to know what to do. And in those areas that are prone to flooding, in those areas prone to flooding, we always want to have standby teams that will be able to help and render assistance in case there are people that may need it.
Okay. All right, we'll get to talk more. Right now, we'll be going for a short break. If you just join us, we've been speaking with the Director of Operations of the Nigerian Navy, Rear Admiral Yakubu Wambai, on the impact of Falcon Eye and the benefits to the nation in view of efforts by the Nigerian Navy aimed at securing the nation's coastal areas. Do remember to join the conversation. We're streaming live on www.facebook.com/Radio Nigeria Network, or just simply search our website, Radio Nigeria. You can also follow the conversation via YouTube, Radio Nigeria Have Your Say. That is in one word, Radio Nigeria Have Your Say, with every word starting with an uppercase. The lines to call 0807 622 6771 and 0906 898 6980. For SMS and WhatsApp only, send to 0705 864 2473. As we said earlier, do remember to turn down the volume of your radio set to avoid a callback, and ensure that your contributions are short and straight to the point. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and you.
The program is Have Your Say, coming to you live on the network service of Radio Nigeria. Today, our guest is the Director of Operations of the Nigerian Navy, Rear Admiral Yakubu Wambai. He's been speaking on impact of the Operation Falcon Eye and benefits to the nation in view of efforts by the Nigerian Navy aimed at securing the nation's coastal areas. And if you've been with us, you must have heard some of the operations happening in the maritime sector security. So it's now time for us to take calls. Our lines are open for contributions. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Hello, Lion.
Yes, good morning.
I don't know, calling from just.
Yes,
good morning to your guest.
He can hear you.
I'm happy he's on the program, because when it comes to issues that has to do with this sensor or whatever, most of us are confused. Why am I confused? I used to hear of our having a satellite. Is it whatever? I don't know, do we really have a satellite or what? Because I have never heard it function. A lot of crimes are committed, even in the maritime sector and all whatnot, and we have never heard much about it. Illegal arms coming, smugglers go scot-free. I don't know whether there's a compromise somewhere. I don't know what he's talking about now. Is it something so different from what the satellite should do if it was actually functioning well?
Okay,
our CCTV cameras, they don't function well in Nigeria. I don't know whether our own is different from other clients. Something will happen now, and even like what happened in Imo State, that breaking of the prisons and whatever. Up to today, We cannot have a real true picture of what happened, and yet it's near government house and all whatnot. So I don't understand what is happening in Nigeria. So please, throw more light on that. But I'm confused. This maritime thing you're talking about, is it only, are you just interested in only the maritime environment? And I don't know.
Okay.
God bless you. Let's not go on this country.
All right. The Rear Admiral will definitely respond to that. But let's see if we can take more calls, then we'll come back to you, sir. Yes, hello.
Good morning, Mr. Laimi.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning, our guests in the studio. I am Comrade Master Patrick Okoro calling from Atani Village, Aruchuku, Abia State.
Yes, go ahead.
I wish there is need for maritime authority to make sure that all these vessels we have at the seaport there, you see how the cars are packed. They are not being cleared. And look at the stuff Apapa Great Lock that criminals are just parading where those vehicles are waiting to pack loot from the wharf. It's not healthy. There is need to make sure that the Great Lock are being cleared because people's money are being tied down in the wharf. The goods, because some of the goods, the consumables, expire there because it was not cleared. And also increasing the demurrage for the porters, which is not healthy. And we have Calabar Seaport. We have River State, Port Harcourt Seaport. We have Warri. What does it take the federal government to send some of these ships to go to that place and clear? And this one will help at least reduce the Great Lock in Apapa. And now, you see this piracy is getting out of proportion. We talk about our crude oil being exported illegally. All these things have been done through the seaport. We have enough facilities to monitor it. When I mean enough facilities, digital facilities, not analog facilities, to make sure that all these piracy are being reduced. Now, the question now is this. What do you do at this climate change that is ravaging the whole world? Yeah. You see, there are some boats that enter the sea, one another, and been capsized. Okay. What are you relating with the villagers to make sure that all these things, the capsizing of people, are being reduced? Okay. And the areas, look at the ammunition that are being sprayed everywhere in Nigeria. Most of this is coming through the vessels.
All right, thank you.
How do you monitor all these things?
All right, thank you, Patrick.
And this is about kidnappers, armed robbers, name them. Okay. Crisis everywhere. All, right, all this is being entered through the seaport.
All right, thank you.
You respond to that. Because the area you give 2-7 protection, 2-7 security.
All right, you respond to that. I'm sure he got the gist, so he'll give you a response to that. Let's see if we can take more calls. Hello? Name, location, and go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Daniel.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yeah, you are speaking with Nasru from Almaty, Southern Paracesa.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Good morning, our guest. Good morning, Mr. Yakubu Wambai.
Yes, he can hear you.
Sir, you speak very well, actually. So this solution is very important. We need the structure of Nigeria to come totality impact. So if you go to Port Harcourt or Lagos, Wari, you will see that ship that come from abroad. And then terrorists are used to come there, place. What can you, federal government, do for us to tackle security? You are not doing anything in this way except that you have the security. Security is very, very important. You are just leaving Nigeria alone. And then I like you to hold for federal government to take actual security here in this country to the consumer and join together with Nigeria and immigration, all force, army, all these forces in Nigeria to join together to clear things happening in this Nigeria. God bless the rest of Nigeria.
Okay. I think what he means is that the implications for tourism, those who might want to go on maybe large vessels or cruise ships and so on in the coastal part of the country. Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Nasiru. I'm calling you from the Southern Forest State.
Another Nasiru. Okay.
Yeah, I welcome the guest on the program. I have your say. Real Admiral Yakubu, Wambai, you are welcome on the program.
Thank you.
Yeah, you really speak well, according to the word last speaker has said. My question is, what is happening with the vessel on the Nigerian coast? We used to hear that federal government, is paying subsidy to the oil that has been imported outside Nigeria. That the vessel will come without uploading what is on the vessel, and it will turn back to where it comes, and they will claim that vessel with the presence of Nigerian Navy. So I don't know.
if Real Admiral Yakubu is away with what is happening on our coast when vessels come to Nigeria, especially when they import, refined oil to Nigeria. And my second question, we used to see how, developed countries deal with, piracy on their coast, especially of recent, what happened with, Iran. The sanctions that America, Britain are taking against what Iran has done to the, Israel vessels. I don't know. The piracy that has been attacking the vessels on Nigerian coast. Are you actually doing something? All your people on the coast are busy collecting, collecting corruption from the piracy, even when they arrest them. I want him to really speak to the Nigeria. We really have a problem, and it's seriously coming, from outside Nigeria through our coast. You understand me, ba?
Right.
So,
Right,
in the name.
Thank you, Nasir. Or you need to round off. Hello? I think Nasir has made his point. Hello? Hello? Hello, yes. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Sadiq Umar. I'm calling from Jos.
Sadiq Umar. Go ahead, sir.
Yes,